Hello, good morning. Straight into Traitors. I really wanted to do something last night straight after I saw it, but I did jot down a couple of little notes in the end, and yeah, I'm just going to share my thoughts on it. It's interesting that we don't know who's actually been voted out yet. um, I think personally it will probably be Brian. They they seem to just have this collective kind of thought that there's something not quite right about him. It's difficult for him because he's obviously kind of socially awkward in some way. There's some kind of I don't know if it's quite the right thing to say, but there's some sort of mental health aspect with Brian. And yeah, whatever he says, it tends to kind of come out just, he doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, and I think that's kind of going against him. I could be completely wrong. That last vote is interesting. Ash is very awkward, and I don't think she's a particularly good traitor. She's not playing the game particularly well. It's difficult as well because I personally don't really take to her very much. I think if she's not binned this time, I don't think it will be much longer. There's just something about her. It's funny though, because when you look at the kind of the interactions and the dynamic, and everyone forms an opinion on everyone, and you kind of you have to go with that, I guess. Nobody is keeping a particularly open mind. Diane is quite interesting. She's kind of thoughtful. She's the mother of Ross. She's quite thoughtful, kind of. You can see that she's trying, and to an extent she's kind of succeeding in working a few people out, but it's tricky. Once you've made a decision that you think someone's a traitor, then it's hard to shift that kind of mindset. And yeah, it's funny. It's all over the place. Everyone thinks they've got it sussed, and then they have their kind of moments of doubt. So yeah, it's kind of all over the place. It's interesting that Ross and Diane, mother and son partnership, I don't know how they're going to kind of keep a lid on that. It's a new aspect of the game that wasn't there on the first series. It's interesting one. It's very interesting that Zach has kind of called them out, and yeah, it's well spotted, really. Like, you know, when you look at people who are related, if it's interesting that he sees something that without actually knowing anything. It's quite observant of him. So if Ross or Diane were traitors, I think he would probably be in their crosshairs, Zach. I did mention that I haven't really taken to Ash, and I haven't really. I don't think anyone particularly is taken to Anthony. He's quite a kind of abrasive character all round, really. He thinks that he's got complete control of the situation. In a sense, he certainly believes what he believes is 100% correct. Interesting to see that he's a chess coach. So I would imagine that he, as a chess coach stroke chess player, he will almost inevitably feel that he's got all the right moves. He's got everyone else's moves uh, in his head. He knows what's going to happen. This is my kind of guesstimate of the situation, but yeah, he's an interesting character. But I'll be honest with you, I don't take to him at all, because he does strongly remind me of a lot of the people that I've left behind from my previous life. Not so much outside, but certainly inside of prison. You do come across quite a lot of guys like him in prison, and they absolutely believe in themselves and believe that everything they think and do is the right way and is correct. So I be honest, I don't miss people with kind of personalities like Anthony. They yeah, they just kind of they kind of press themselves onto people. They force their thoughts and opinions down people's throats. And as I said, they absolutely believe that they are 100% right all of the time. And that's kind of dangerous if you are a person in life who isn't prepared to be open-minded, but also to put your hands up and admit when you're wrong. Then it's not very attractive, in my opinion. So Anthony is quite interesting. I think if he stays in the show, people will certainly have plenty of opinions about him, people within the show and people like me out here. One last thing is Paul, the traitor. He is, he's in danger of, in my opinion, he is the biggest danger to himself, because clearly Paul is getting off on being a traitor, but also right now, after this episode, he certainly believes that he's untouchable. And he also, and this is really kind of arrogant and kind of self-praising, he believes that he has already got complete control over what is said, what is done, what people think. And yeah, he's getting off on that, but he's wrong. Of course he's wrong. He's not controlling the whole fucking group, but he believes he does. So it'd be interesting to watch what happens with him. Obviously, he's buoyed by the fact that he was voted the most popular person in the group. So dangerous. If you start believing your own hype and start kind of buying into all the positives, that's fine to an extent. It's fine to enjoy it quietly, in my opinion. But if you start believing it yourself, and that's where Paul is at the minute, I believe. I think he believes that he's untouchable and is basically the kind of overriding power within all of the people there. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to, I'm not even sure if it's on tonight, but if it is, I'll be back to do the next video about it. Yeah, but it is an enjoyable kind of social experiment, and I'm not really into the games much. You don't particularly learn too much about people. Interesting though that I can't remember who it was who held up their shield after the game yesterday, had it in his hand, so he was never trying to hide it, whereas the girl who then pulled her shield out from under her shirt, she definitely wasn't intending to tell anybody that she had that shield. In my opinion, she had it straight away, tucked away, hidden. So that was kind of sloppy, really, from her, I think. Again, just my opinion, but let's see what happens next. I hope you're all enjoying it, and I hope I'm giving you something worthwhile to think about. Take care, everybody.